To mar ariyo, an adwa wacho ma, nitie jomoko ka wacho gimoro to giwinj maber. To an kani but baba to aneno ko owinjo kendo wacho that is correct. An gima wacho kende en ma, ne nyaka wabed gi structure. Kwa winjre gimoro, to nyaka wabed gi structure. Ka nitie kata jowa modhi sirikal mar party kata mamoro, to nyaka wabed gi structure moro maka, if they are not working for the people properly, they can be recalled. We must have a structure. To nitie jochiem donj, mo kuinj wachni maber. Kagi wache ti goyo Orengo ketho. Gina jochiem donj ma konenore ka gimoro chiek kamoro. To koro itwito hawanya, oyundi oneno kuon kochiek. Ma kata ng'at ma jokine ka orwenjo luongo bura ma chama lego usonga kata oginegi. To ka kuon ochiek, to koro ni se. So all we want is a structural relationship with Jomweti Yogo. Kane wan gi Grand Coalition Government, ne nitie chik manoket ni waziri Raila yiero, Kibaki ok nyal riembo. Ka Kibaki be dwa riembo waziri, to nyaka consult gi Raila. Koro structure na mwadwaro mondo bedie. To kod agenda ma ODM bende nyaka ket in that structure. To nono kwa wadonja mos joma mine man ka mon wetena. Nitie gimomo joluo wachoga ni ng'ato donjo sianda mong'am. Uwinjo kama kelo no. Mano kende emwadwaro, nikech one loyal to the party, one loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga, and we are loyal to the Republic of Kenya under the Constitution of Kenya. And may God bless this country we call Kenya. Kendo Kenya ka, wanye kipimo joman Kenya ka, onge jomose kedo ni Kenya ka molo ogana maluo. Emomiyo sama iyalo weche mag Kenya, nyaka wabedi mesa kanyo. Ok wanyal bedo ni iyalo gi Kenya, to koro wana kaka welo. Omiyo, and I know, so long as Raila Amolo Odinga is alive, will not go astray. To kinga leader, to bene nyaka ibed leader ma chiwo paro. Nyaka ibed leader ma chiwo paro. Nyaka ibed leader ma chiwo paro. Ibed MCA, makadi county assembly yonge paro. Ibed MP, makodi parliament into a vote nango. If any party loyalty wacho nango, then you know how to vote. Omio Jalango, I was very proud of you, Bange. Can you watch any term refinance bill? Ogina kanyi tiyo tij maber. Omio, we want Jomangi Musmamo, and in the whole of the Republic of Kenya, we are saying Raila Amolo Odinga must be respected, and the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya must be respected. Awajo kutoka wacho. Gimatin kikakala ini nikesani ngamanya lomia discipline enya sae manipolo toko Raila Amolo Odinga Constitution ma Kenya. Toka ina ngata anonge luoro ge kanisa malere maluoro. To moko bende tiyo ka luoro nikech inyalo mi wangi tipo ni shakahola.
You said it so many times clearly that Kenya requires a national convention. You want to have a national convention that people of Kenya or their representatives will come together to talk constructively about problems which are facing our country today. Kenya is at a critical juncture. We either move forward or we perish. Because we don't want to perish, we need that conversation. And that is what I had proposed, that we must have this conversation that take cognizance of the demographic profile of our nation. And that there are several issues that need to be discussed at that convention. But I've also said that there matters precedence, issues that must be dealt with first before that convention can be had. This includes, number one, compensation for the families of the victims of violence last year and this year. Two, paying of all the hospital medical bills of the victims of police violence of last year. Number three is a release of all people who have been arrested and are in police custody. Number four is the dropping of all the pending charges which are pending in courts. Number five is the sacking and prosecution of all police officers who have been involved in criminal violence against innocent Kenyans who are actually exercising their rights as enshrined in the Constitution. And then we said that once that has been done, then people will sit down and dialogue. And we've also actually come up with what that dialogue should be about. The issues that have been raised by Gen Zs are not new issues. There are similar issues which we raised last time, even last year we were on the streets. We talked about unemployment in our country. We talked about high cost of living in our country. We talked about corruption, rampant corruption in the country. We talked about tribalism and ethnicity, discrimination in our country. And then we talked about management of debt in the country. These are critical issues that need to be discussed. But thirdly is the issue of governance. We have a new constitution, but we are not actually following that constitution. There are issues which were pending. Kenyans met at Bomas of Kenya and deliberated for a very, very long time and came up with a very, very progressive constitution. That constitution was bastardized to a certain extent during the so-called Naivasha process. We must go back to the Bomas draft constitution, put it back on the table, and see what needs to be cleaned up so that we can have a progressive constitution. So you said, therefore, that it's on the basis of that kind of elaborate process that we can then talk about a government of national unity. But then you say that if you want to take some of our experts and get into your government, we release them to join your government and work in accordance with the ethics of our party, ODM and Azimio. This is what we said. We have not changed. This position has not changed. We said we want to see a new Kenya, and the people of Kenya are entitled to it. And that's why we said we agree with Gen Z in their demands. Gen Z demands are the demands of the people of Kenya. Irul Kaman.